My fiancée vanished a week before our wedding. No calls, no explanation. So I sold the ring and canceled everything. Then she appeared, sobbing, at my workplace. I'm Matthew, 32, male, or I was 32 and about to be a husband. Now I'm just 32 with a pile of cancellation receipts. It began 8 days ago, a week before the wedding. Emily, 29, was supposed to meet me. We had a final venue walkthrough the next morning. Last-minute details, seating charts, guest counts. She didn't show. 7 p.m., I texted. No response. 8 p.m., I called. Voicemail, strange. Her phone was practically glued to her hand. 9 p.m., a knot formed in my gut. Called again. Voicemail. I reached out to her sister, Claire. Nothing. Her parents, same. Panic set in. By midnight, I was a mess. Called friends. Drove by her apartment. Dark. Car gone. This wasn't Emily. She was meticulous, a constant communicator. To disappear like this? Unfathomable. The next 24 hours were a haze. Hospitals. A missing persons report. Surreal. Her family was in pieces. I was torn between fear that something terrible had happened and a growing suspicion of a personal betrayal. Day 3, the police found her. Safe. Staying with an old college friend, Tara, 3 hours away. Relief flooded me, then instantly turned to a cold, sharp question. What the hell? She was fine and told no one, not me. The police said she refused to speak to me, offering no reason for her absence, just that she was safe and needed space. Needed space, a week before our wedding. My mind locked up. Fear and grief hardened into something steely. No note, no text, no email. After 5 years, after planning a life, after agonizing over those damn table centerpieces. Silence. So I started making calls. Venue. Lost the $5,000 deposit. Caterer. Another $3,500 gone. Photographer. Sympathetic but no refund. $2,000 down. Florist. My initial deposit. DJ. Cake. Honeymoon flights. Non-refundable resort. Each call was a chisel strike, dismantling our future. The financial hit from these deposits, which I'd personally paid or was immediately responsible for, was heavy. Around $15,000. Her parents had covered her dress separately and were supposed to pay the bulk of the floral costs directly later. But the initial floral deposit came from my account. The toughest calls were to family and friends. Weddings off. The shock, the unanswerable questions, humiliating. My mom wept. My dad kept asking, "Son, what the hell?" I wished I knew. Then the ring, 1.5 carat emerald cut, antique inspired. Her dream, cost me $13,000. Took it to a trusted jeweler, got $7,800. Less than I'd hoped, more than I feared. That money went straight to my account. A small dent in the $15,000 I'd lost on non-refundable deposits and commitments. It barely softened the financial blow, but it was something. I packed all her things in my apartment. Photos, clothes, that goofy arcade bear. Boxed, labeled, ready for her inevitable return. It's been 5 days since I learned she was fine. Still no word. Ghosted her own wedding. Ghosted me. The anger is a cold weight, but mostly I feel clear. How do you recover from this? You don't. I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. People don't do this without an encore. Update. The other shoe didn't just drop, it slammed into me. Last Tuesday, I'm a project manager at a construction firm. Mid-meeting with a client, my co-worker Sarah interrupts. "Matthew, sorry, urgent visitor." I excused myself, irritated, walked to reception. There she was, Emily, looking like she'd cried for days. Red eyes, messy hair, a far cry from the woman I was set to marry. First thought, seriously? My job? "Matthew," she said, voice heavy. She stepped forward for a hug. I stepped back. "Emily, what are you doing here?" I kept my voice low. Sarah at the desk suddenly got very busy. "We need to talk," she whispered, tears brimming. "Please, it was a terrible mistake." "A mistake?" I said flatly. Ghosting me, your family, a week before our wedding, refusing to talk. That's a mistake? I know. I panicked, scared. Tara said some things, I just lost it. Tara, her wild spirit friend who always thought Emily was too good for me. Right, so you ran off, no word, for 3 weeks. I didn't know how to face you. I was ashamed. Matthew, I still love you. I want to fix this. She reached for my hand. I pulled away. Fix this? Disbelief. Emily, there's nothing to fix. It's over. I canceled everything. Wedding's done. For good. Her face collapsed. No, you can't mean that. We can rebook. Tell everyone I had a family crisis, a health issue. We can smooth it over. The entitlement stunned me. Smooth it over? Like it's a minor hiccup, not a life explosion? Emily, I sold the ring. That stopped her, mouth agape. You, what? Sold it. I lost over $15,000 in non-refundable deposits I paid. The $7,800 from the ring barely touched it, but it was necessary. You sold my ring. Her voice rose. That was my ring. My grandmother's style inspired it. How could you? Anger flared. Your ring? I paid for it. For a wedding you ditched. A symbol of a commitment you trashed. Inspiration doesn't make it yours when I foot the bill. But the money? She stammered. What about it? I asked, calm. It partially covered the venue, caterer, honeymoon, consequences of your actions, which still left me thousands short. She stared. You have to give it to me. That money's partly mine. We were getting married. Were. Past tense. No, I don't owe you anything except protecting myself from more damage. My boss, Mr. Thompson, firm but fair, walked out, drawn by her voice. He glanced at Emily, then me, eyebrow raised. Everything okay, Matthew? Personal issue, Mr. Thompson. Being handled, I said, shooting Emily a leave now look. She turned to him. He sold my engagement ring, canceled our wedding without asking me, she wailed. Mr. Thompson looked uneasy. Ma'am, this is a workplace, I cut in. Emily, this is out of line. Leave. Now. But Matthew, our families, the deposits my parents paid. Your parents paid for your dress, which you still have, I presume. They were supposed to cover the florist's remaining balance directly, but they hadn't. When I canceled the florist contract, I got hit with their $1,400 cancellation fee because I made the initial booking. That added to my losses, which the ring money only partially offset. Talk to your parents about their share. She looked stunned, sobbing hard. You're so cruel, cold. I made a mistake. Don't I deserve understanding? Understanding. Ice in my voice. I used that up worrying you were hurt or worse. Want understanding? Start with a real apology, an explanation that doesn't blame your friend. And don't ambush me at work demanding money from a ring you forfeited when you ran, especially when I'm still cleaning up the financial mess you caused, including bills your parents didn't cover. I hate you, she screamed. Coworkers stared. My face burned, but my resolve solidified. Feelings mutual. Security can escort you out. She glared, venom in her eyes, spun and stormed out, nearly knocking over a chair. Mr. Thompson, well, that was intense. You okay, son? Fine. But I was shaking, not from fear, but her audacity. She didn't just want forgiveness. She wanted a reset button, with me footing the bill. Later, her mom, Susan, called. Oh, joy. Update. Susan, Emily's mother, always obsessed with appearances, polite but critical. Her call came hours after Emily's workplace outburst. Matthew, dear, she began, her voice dripping with false warmth. Emily's a wreck, devastated. I bet, I said dryly. Yelling at someone's job is exhausting. Sharp breath. No need for sarcasm. The poor girl made a mistake, a big one, yes. Her father and I are terribly disappointed, but she's seen her error, wants to make it right. Her making it right involves demanding I revive a canceled wedding and hand over money from a ring I sold to cover her mess. A mess that's cost me thousands. That's not remorse, Susan, that's delusion. She was upset about the ring naturally, Susan said, brushing it off. Sentimental value. The design she chose from a website. The sentiment was in the commitment she abandoned. Matthew, Susan's tone sharpened. This isn't just about feelings. There are significant costs. We paid for her costly dress, and we gave you two a substantial $5,000 gift for your honeymoon. I nearly laughed. Hold on, Susan. The wedding's off because Emily disappeared, causing me emotional and financial havoc. I canceled because the bride was gone. Your $5,000 gift went into our joint wedding fund. Spreadsheets clear. Allocated to the non-refundable Bali resort Emily insisted on. Want the bank statements? Silence. Then it's improper you kept that money. Improper? Anger rising. What's improper is your daughter vanishing, leaving me with the wreckage and bills. That $5,000 covered 2/3 of the lost honeymoon. I ate the rest, plus all other deposits I paid. The ring money barely touched my initial losses. It didn't make me whole. Itemizing? What? She said when I mentioned my next step. You and Richard, her dad, were to pay the florist's remaining $2,800 balance directly, right? You didn't. When I canceled the florist contract because the wedding was off, they charged a 50% cancellation fee on that total, $1,400. Since I booked it and paid the initial deposit, I was legally responsible for that $1,400 when you didn't pay your share. That added to my massive losses from this disaster. Outrageous. You're trying to scam us. No, Susan, I said, voice low and dangerous. I'm stating facts. Emily's actions caused these costs. The ring money softened the blow of my direct losses. Your $5,000 gift went to the honeymoon we never took. On top of that, I had to cover the florist cancellation fee because you and Richard didn't fulfill your commitment before Emily vanished. There's no profit here, just a huge headache and a broken engagement that's cost me a fortune. Sputtering. Emily said you were heartless. She was right. After all she's been through. All she's been through, Susan? What about me? Our families, friends, the worry, canceled plans, embarrassment? She just got scared. Young women do that. She's 29, Susan, not 19. Decent people communicate, take responsibility. This went on, staggering entitlement. She genuinely believed Emily's regret, which I hadn't even heard sincerely, should erase all consequences or make them my burden. She even suggested I apologize to Emily for selling her ring and not being understanding at work. Enough. Susan, listen, I'm done. I'm sending you, Richard, and Emily an itemized list of all wedding-related expenses I managed or was left responsible for. This includes payments I made, deposits I lost, and liabilities I covered when others didn't, like your florist bill. It'll clearly show who owed what or caused the loss. It'll prove no one's profiting, least of all me, and highlight the $1,400 florist fee I covered for you. Reimburse me or don't, your call. But further demands or harassment will get a cease and desist from my lawyer. Clear? Dead silence. Then clipped, you wouldn't dare. Try me. Hung up. Hands shaking. Not pleasant. But the anger was a clean burn. They thought they could pressure me into paying for Emily's colossal mistake. The next day, I did it. Detailed spreadsheet. Every vendor for shared costs. Every deposit I paid. Dates. Scanned receipts, highlighted the florist cancellation fee I covered, attached proof of the ring sale and how it only partially offset my initial losses. 3 copies, registered mail, return receipt, for Emily, for her parents. Then the twist. Emily wasn't just staying with Tara. After her workplace stunt, I heard through my co-worker Sarah's venting that Tara told Emily to own her actions or leave. So Emily was back with her parents. My spreadsheet hit during their reunion. Text from Claire, Emily's sister, days later. Matthew, Mom and Dad got your documents. And Emily, World War III here. Just want to say, I'm sorry, you didn't deserve this. Replied. Thanks, Claire. appreciate it. The revenge wasn't vicious. It was clarity, consequences. They wanted to twist the narrative, paint me as the villain. The spreadsheet was my weapon of truth. I heard Emily tried telling mutual friends I got cold feet, was controlling, and she had to escape. After her workplace meltdown, audacity. But my calm explanation and her public outburst contrasted sharply. People talked, not kindly about her. Her victim story fell apart, especially when her financial demands leaked, likely via Susan. The fallout was straightforward. Her actions, her consequences. No drama, just facts and paperwork. Still no florist fee reimbursement. Didn't expect it. But they know. And they know their demands are baseless, because my documentation clearly shows I was stuck covering their share too. Small win. Update. It's been a while. Life, annoyingly, keeps moving. After I sent that registered mail of financial truth, the initial chaos, per Claire, settled into silence. Blessed, golden silence. No more calls from Susan. No tearful, manipulative ambushes from Emily. No angry emails from Richard, her dad, who I always suspected was quietly baffled by his family. I didn't get the $1,400 for the florist cancellation they owed. Knew I wouldn't. Getting money from a self-entitled Susan? Easier to convince a dog to do taxes. The principle was established. The spreadsheet detailed my full financial burden, including covering their lapse. What I did get was a gem from Claire about a month ago. We'd kept occasional, careful contact. Matthew, you won't believe this, or maybe you will. Emily tried to get Mom and Dad to fund a healing retreat for her trauma from the wedding cancellation. Cost $3,000, I replied. And did they? Dad flat out said no, said her healing starts with getting a job and paying back the deposits they lost on her dress alterations and other stuff they prepaid directly. Things not even on your list of shared costs you had to settle. Mom's giving Dad the silent treatment. Emily's a mess. Circus that was better than any $1,400. Entitlement hitting a family wall. Richard finding his spine. Good for him. Claire's clarification confirmed my spreadsheet focused correctly on my direct and consequential losses. Emily, from Claire and others, isn't doing well. Her victim narrative collapsed. The workplace outburst made her look unhinged. Her bad-mouthing me was sloppy, easily debunked. Many former mutuals saw her behavior. Some supported me. Others drifted away. Understandable. Friendship purges happen. She's still with her parents. Job search isn't going well. Roles she's qualified for are beneath her after her trauma. The world isn't buying her story. The artifact of this mess, for me, is that spreadsheet, saved, not for money, but as a reminder. Strategy over emotion works. Line in the sand, armed with facts about the financial burdens I carried. For me, first month was tough. Not just anger, but sheer confusion. The why. I'll probably never get a clear answer. People like that rarely make sense to anyone but themselves. But the clarity from my first move? It stuck. Like a fog lifted. I see things, people, more sharply. Sold our bed. Got a new one just for me. Reclaimed my space. Hit the gym more. Great stress relief. Reconnected with old friends. Works solid. Mr. Thompson gave a nod of respect post-incident. Handled that like a pro, Matthew. Small things count. Dating, not yet. Trust feels heavy, but I'm not bitter. Trying not to be. Focusing on myself, career, friends, healing my way. No $3,000 retreat needed. Sometimes at night, a flash of old pain, betrayal, the lost future. But it fades faster, replaced by quiet confidence. Not loud triumph, but steady assurance. I navigated a brutal situation with dignity, strength. Didn't let her ruin me, my finances, or my reputation. She faced consequences, organic ones. No dramatic revenge, just the natural fallout of a terrible choice. That feels more real, more satisfying than any spectacle. She made her mess, now she's living in it, with her parents grumbling. I'm sleeping just fine,